All right, Shalom. Let's start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. Coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The real Betty Boop was a black woman before she was whitewashed. And this is the MO of Esau Edom, so-called white man that the Bible speaks of. This is his MO. All right. When he has something, when he has a favor or something to his liking that Jake has created, well, he takes it to himself, and he doesn't keep it in its natural form. Everything that he does, everything that he takes, he doesn't keep it in its natural state. He changes it. This is just what he do. Now, we'll read a little bit of this article. There's a point, right? There's a point that I want to touch while I'm even reading this. It says PBS has confirmed that Betty Boop was a popular cartoon character introduced in the world by cartoonist Max Fleischer in 1930. It was actually inspired by a real-life African-American jazz singer and entertainer from Harlem named Esther, right? Named Esther. Keep that in mind. Esther Jones, her stage name was Baby Esther. But unfortunately, when her character become the first and most famous sex symbol in animation, she was whitewashed, with most people having no idea where the original inspiration came from. And you know, it's the same thing what they have done with the image, okay, of our Lord Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. This is what they have done with the Israelites in the Bible, the prophets, okay? This is what they have done. They have whitewashed, right, the images of the scriptures. Matter of fact, let's get that real fast. If we've gone to anything else. Let's go to the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 3. Verse 48, it says, now I'll start at verse 47. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes, right? This is what you would do in the time of mourning. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. And this is what ye have done. Okay, they wanted to paint the likeness of their images. You see, so when E came back into power, when his daily wound was healed, you know, the rebirth, the revival of the Roman Empire, which daily wound was healed, what have he done? He whitewashed everything. He whitewashed the majority of the things, you know, that he could have. There was too many images. It was called the Renaissance period, you know, and iconoclasm, where what he has destroyed and whitewashed all the different paintings and such of when Jake was in rulership. This is why now when you look at the image that is plastered all over the walls or all around the world of Jesus Christ, right? So-called, because that's not his name. His true name is Yahweh Shai. Well, you see a white dude up there. But we know that's not the Lord, because the Lord was a man of color. In the previous pictures that was shown before they were whitewashed. Let's continue. Baby Esther had a popular cabaret act in the infamous Cotton Club in Harlem, New York, where she sang with a unique vocal style that featured boop boop adoops and other similar scat sounds. That very same style was heavily imitated by the Betty Boop animated character. All right. Let me see. Look, check this out. Let's get to the bottom. It says she is, however, mentioned in many documentaries and books about the Harlem Renaissance. Right? Remember, I mentioned Renaissance. In her legendary way of singing, thus live on the iconic Betty Boop character. Okay, I think I wanted to get in that too. but the point is, I'm dealing with what we're dealing with. The name Esther. Okay, it's the point of this lesson. You know, Esther. Now, who was Esther? Let's just do a quick summary. The book of Esther is a delightful, entertaining story of full intrigue and reversals of fortune. It tells a beautiful young, right, Israelite woman, which she was a Jew, right? A Jew is an Israelite, right? And every Israelite is not a Jew because there's 12 tribes. So she was a young, we're going to say a beautiful, it tells of a beautiful young Israelite woman, or a woman that was a Jew, who becomes queen of Persia in the time of King Ahasuerus, or perhaps Xerxes the first. Now, we know there's no queens in Israel. We have princesses. You know, but she was made queen by this king, which he was a heathen. Using her position as queen and her own cleverness, and with extraordinary courage, Esther is able to foil, meaning to prevent, a vicious plot aimed at killing all Jews in the empire. The story unfolds in the style of an ancient historical novel. The very first verse of the book reminds the reader that the powerful Persian Empire at the time stretched from India to Ethiopia and included 127 provinces. Of the 5 central characters in the reigning queen, Vashti, is quickly banished for refusing to obey the king's order. This opens a door for Esther, a Israelite orphan, because she didn't have no mother or father. When the king proposes to choose a new queen from among the realm's most beautiful women, her cousin Mordecai, in whose care she had been left, made sure that she was seen by the king. For all his power, Ahasuerus appears hapless and is ever thought by Mordecai and Esther. The villain in the story is going into what? Haman, the king's top official, in that look, I don't even want to say the word. You see it. Who was secretly plotting to exterminate, the Israelites, okay? The Jews. Right? So they are that word. Okay, we're not, because we are Shemitic. We're Shemitic. We can't be, against what we are. It says Esther reveals Haman's plot to kill her people, and the king puts an end to the plot and to Haman. A great feast is then held to what? Celebrate the deliverance. And this is the origin of the Israelite festival, Purim, which takes its name from the Hebrew word lots. All right, the book of Esther continues to be read by the Jews in its entirety during the Purim festival in the Hebrew Bible, one of the 5 books. And the Megillah, meaning scrolls, which are read at one of the major Israelite or Jew festivities. It just so happens that today is Purim, okay, where we were delivered by the heathen. We delivered by what? Haman. Right? Purim, among the Jews, the Feast of Lots, instituted to commemorate their deliverance from the machinations of who? Of Haman. You see, so this is a feast day. This is a holy day that Jake, you are to be celebrating. But now what is Jake going to go celebrate tomorrow? Jake is going to go celebrate Valentine's Day, which is a heathenistic custom. Matter of fact, let's go into origin real quick. Oh, see, boom. Let's go into it. Let's see what was actually, what came from this in the origins of Valentine's Day. This is the dark origins of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a time to celebrate romance and love and kissy face, filthy. But the origins of the festival of candy and cupids are actually dark, bloody, and a bit muddled. Though no one has pinpointed the exact origin of the holiday, one good place to start is in ancient Rome, where men hit on women by well hitting them. Let's see. The Roman, I'm just going to jump around. From February 13th to the 15th, Romans celebrated the feast of Lupercalia. The men sacrificed a goat and a dog, and whipped women with the hides of the animals that they just slain. The Roman romantics were drunk. They were naked. As Noel Linsky, a historian at the University of Colorado at Boulder, young women would actually line up for men to hit them, Linsky says. They believed this would make them fertile. What the heck? See, they had all types of crazy shit going on in Rome. They had a lot of different festivities where it included, orgy, nakedness, orgies, which is just sex, drinking, sex, all these different things is going on. So the things that you see today, all this shit was going back in Rome. Now today they kind of filtered it and covered it up and made it look a little bit like all beautiful, but really it just came from all wicked origins, of lust, okay, lust and freakism, on top of being drinking, But yeah, it goes into Lupercalia. They could have did all that for us. Women would stand up and get hit or whatever they was doing to make them fertile. I don't know. But I do know it goes into Lupercalia goes into festivities of orgies and things of that manner. A whole bunch of lewdness. I tell you that much. When you start going into the history behind it. Let's see if we can find another one real quick. Let's just type in Luper. Oh, yep. Look at that. Roman fertility god. That's why, a lot of people just do all these love symbols, and it just, at the end of the day, it comes down to sex. Look at that. Another pagan festivity. But anyway, you can go look up more origin yourself. Anyway, the point is, going into this woman's name, right? That was the real Betty Boop, was an Israelite woman. More than likely from what? The tribe of Judah. But the point in it was her name is Esther. Okay, and like I said, we're going to Esther. Today is going into what? The high and holy day. Okay, a feast day. Also known as Purim, and this is what should be celebrated. Because why? We was delivered from Haman. Read it again. Purim, among the Jews, the feast of loss instituted to commemorate the deliverance from the machinations of Haman. Okay, so Jake, you got holy days and feast days that you can actually can celebrate, right? Things that actually have a meaning, not this be a meaning to us. I say that meaning to us because these different pagan holidays got meanings. You're honoring the different deities of the other nations. The gods of these other nations. That's what you're honoring. That's what you're giving reverence to when you partake in these different things. So I just thought I hit that through the spirit. I thought it was by coincidence as I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I just read a little bit. And once I seen Esther, I'm like, wait a minute. Through the spirit, Esther was set up to help what? Israel get delivered. Okay, out of this situation by Haman. So that's all I wanted to touch on. Just spirit. Lord willing, that I found next time. I say shalom.